But success leaves clues, guys. If generational wealth is important to you, then follow the people that have created it. Andrew Carnegie invented all this 135 years ago. But he had 4 rules to success, only 4. And notwithstanding political correctness, first one was financial motive must prevail. He said that 135 fucking years ago. That's the same as the guy from the hood is, money talks and bullshit walks, dude. Financial motive must prevail. All the rest is bullshit. Contrary to what you've been taught and what your fucking vaginal parents have taught you. Or, you know, somebody asked me, is it better if they taught me nothing or they taught me just vagina shit? And I had to think about that, and I think it's better that if they taught you nothing.
What else did Carnegie say?
He said that one of his other 4, and the second most important, is that you cannot make, no matter how talented somebody is, you can't push them up the ladder of success. My way of saying that, I can get you to the water trough, but I can't make you drink. You know, I can put the Kool-Aid in front of you, but you got to take it. W. Clement Stone, being the old insurance peddler that he was, thought, well, success you can actually calculate and come up with numbers, but personal development you can't quantify. So we're going to call it the personal development industry, because it's like an amorphous. You can't get your hands around it until it gets easier to sell to the melon heads. And that's how it changed. Because you can't quantify it, and that's why you buy off on it so much, so readily.
Because it's something vague, nebulous.
Correct.
You can't touch it.
Correct.
So you tell them, you didn't touch it yet?
It's an amorphous.
Yeah.
It's like smoke you can't, as they say in Texas, smoke you can't get a hold of. The difference between 3 billion and 10 billion living don't mean shit. Now, the difference between 0 and 100 million is a big fucking quantum leap. You know, yeah, you think you know what you do with 100 million in the bank. You don't. You have a fucking clue. You know, I mean, you can't even fantasize. You know, your biggest wet dream is, I mean, forget about it. You can't fantasize. And so, but pulling you kids across the goal line, while it's been difficult, it's not impossible. We're getting better and better and better at it. And a $3 million 18-year-old kid, the $1 billion monkey guy, Australian kid, collected his first $31 million check 2 weeks ago. And so now it's happening with more regularity. But all my stuff's free. Why do I give all my material free on my website? To take the last excuse from your vagina mentality that you can't do it. Because I went from the most expensive product on the internet to 0. And I give it a... Now, why do all the other gurus charge money? Don't answer that. Just think about it. Okay. Why do all the other gurus not talk about creating wealth? Okay, you can think about that. The most they talk about is they create revenue, which is better than not having revenue, but they don't talk about creating stick to the bone wealth.
What is an alpha male to Dan Pena?
An alpha male is a guy that does what he says and says what he does 100% of the time, even when it's not convenient. 99.9% of all the gurus, personal development gurus, don't walk their talk. If you could see them outside the stage environment, you'd know that what they're teaching you is bullshit. I didn't know my father and the fellows that he came back from World War II from were all alpha males. These were, I mean, hard guys. All hard, and the guys from Korean War also were hard guys. I didn't know there was any different until I grew up and I saw that most male models are not models like a model, but role models are weenies. Now, what possible chance? What can the kids relate to? They can't. Anything good. Anything good. Yeah, if love got the job done, kids, you wouldn't be in this room. And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that at least your mother loved you. I've had plenty of cases that's not true. Yeah. They would have just assumed you've been rolled down the inside of your mama's leg and didn't conceive anything. But you're here. Another thing, when the kids find out that they're really an accident, I mean, that is fucking staggering. Most of you guys, most of you in this room are an accident. Everybody understand what that means? Now you know you're an accident, or there's at least a good chance you're an accident. Most of you don't like the way you look, and I have to agree with you. I mean, okay, you don't like the way. Some are too short, too fat. And what could I do to prove that the methodology works? To take monkeys like you across the goal line. I grossly underestimated how sorry and vaginal you were. Because I should be at 500 billion, not 50 billion. As good as 50 billion is, but I grossly underestimated how hard it was because I had no idea. I didn't know most people have no self-esteem. I didn't know that. I had no friends. I had nobody I hung with. And I know I had it. And I come from the hood. So if I have it, anyway, I underestimated it. But success leaves clues, and these guys, they're focused, they're tough. Most of them are fair, not all of them. Most of them are fair. Most of them are genuine. So me making a few more $1 billion doesn't prove my methodology to anybody. They'll just say Dan did it. But if I can get Monkey 2, the Three Stooges here to make billions, then that proves that and adds onto my legacy that the system really works, because it really fucking does work.